I'm building a rocket, been working so hard, getting ready to rock it, straight out of my backyard.
All right, welcome to Talk B4T. Excuse me, I'm kind of hoarse today. The channel for wild and crazy people who run businesses overseas or want to run businesses overseas. I'm inspired today. You know what's inspired me? A post on Facebook. I live in Ohio, and the governor of Ohio has said that if people get vaccinated, they have a chance to win in a lottery for $1 million. So get vaccinated for COVID and you'll win $1 million possibly. Somebody replied, he's not going to bribe me to get that vaccine. I'm not going to talk to you about the vaccine and its benefits or its downfalls or whatever. It's not about the vaccine. It's about that word bribe. People don't understand what a bribe is. So I'm going to define 3 things today. I'm going to define a bribe, I'm going to define extortion, and I'm going to define incentive. Now, if you're in a business in the West, you're usually not going to run into bribes and extortion. You'll run into incentives probably, but you're not going to run into the bribe extortion problem. But if you're running a business overseas, you run into it quite often. Part of what keeps developing nations from being developed is the corruption involved. Let's talk about the definitions of these things first, okay? Bribe. Here's the best way to describe a bribe. I will give you $1 million if you do this illegal thing for me. That's a bribe. Saying, hey, I need a visa. I'll give you X amount of dollars if you give me a visa. Most governments say they don't stand for it. All the governments in the developing world live off of it. Bribing someone to do something illegal, like I just defined it, is wrong. Now let's define extortion. Extortion is this: I won't do this completely legal thing for you unless you give me X amount of dollars. You see the difference? One of them is saying, do this illegal thing for me. The other one is saying, I won't do this legal thing for you unless we get money. Extortion isn't your problem. You're not asking anybody to do anything illegal. That's the other guy's problem. And then there is the incentive, which is, if you do this thing, I will give you this. If you do this legal thing, I will give you X amount of dollars. Like the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP here. If you use this money to pay your employees, then you don't have to pay it back. That's an incentive. Okay, and that's legal and it's perfectly fine. So bottom line, don't bribe. If you get extorted, weigh the options. Look at the extortion issue this way. If you order a pizza from Pizza Hut, they charge you an extra $2.50 right off the top to deliver it. It's their job to deliver it. They offer delivery. Why are you paying extra for it? For convenience. It gets the pizza to your house. Then you tip the driver, right? Tip the driver a couple bucks per pizza or whatever it is that you do. And why do you do that? He's just doing his job, or she's just doing her job. Well, it's because that's the way the system works. And just because it's written down on a receipt doesn't mean it doesn't make it any more legit than if it's something done without a receipt. Here's another example. When you get a passport, you have the option of, I think you used to have 3 options. You had the normal way, which took 6 to 10 weeks. You had and that cost, I don't know, it's $250 when I got my last one. Then there's the next tier up, which you can rush it, which gets it to you in 3 to 4 weeks. And that's a little extra. That's $50 extra, say. And then there's the ultimate tier where you can get it the next day, and that's $200 extra or whatever. That's all legit. It's all there, but you're bumping yourself up in line by paying. And a lot of us have an aversion to that when it's kind of down in the trenches of the street. But it's okay when it's on the computer or that it's written down on a receipt. I think we need to look at things a little differently. I think we need to see that when you're paying a little extra for somebody to do something for you, then it's not much different than just paying a little extra to have a rush job put on your passport. So that's my tidbit for the day. Thanks for tuning in to Talk B4T. This is Jay. Have a good week.